This was her third rebirth. In her first life, betrayed by her boyfriend and best friend, she lost everything: her family, her home, her future. In her second life, she took her revenge, but in doing so, lost the man she loved the most. She then devoted half her lifetime to creating a medical system that shocked the entire world, only to collapse from exhaustion the night before receiving her award. But this time she had succeeded. She swore she would save the man she loved. Hearing the muffled moans behind the door, she peeked through the crack and saw the same two figures entangled in that all-too-familiar posture. Calmly, she pulled out her phone to record the scene, then timed her steps as she walked into the middle of the road. A sleek black luxury car roared toward her, the searing pain in her leg tearing through her nerves. When she noticed the passenger picking up a phone, her lips curved in secret triumph. The person inside was none other than Lu Yuing, the younger sister of the man she loved. Panicked, Lu Yuing stared at Ji Shuaqin lying on the ground and dialed frantically, "Brother, I just hit someone." Lu Lingxiao's brows furrowed tightly. His voice was cold and steady, "Send me the address. Stay where you are." The moment Lu Lingxiao rose to his feet, a wave of dizziness washed over him. A streak of dark red blood stained the handkerchief in his hand. His assistant rushed forward, ready to call a doctor, but Lu Lingxiao shrugged on his coat and said coldly, "No need. Get the car." When the car arrived at the scene, Lu Yuing spotted Jilin and instantly knew her brother was here. At last, her heart could settle. "Miss, please head back. I'll handle things here," Jilin said respectfully. The panic on Lu Yuing's face vanished, replaced by a subtle smile. She had managed to arrive at the exact moment she had planned, successfully delivering her brother's beloved to his side. In this lifetime, she was determined to help him win the woman's heart. After sending Lu Yuing away, Jilin stepped toward Ji Shuaqin, his expression complicated. Wasn't this Tianyi young master's fiancé? Though questions swirled in his mind, he still carefully checked her injuries. He then returned to the car and reported quietly, "Master, the one who was hit is young Master Tianyi's fiancée, Miss Ji. Her leg injury seems severe." Lu Lingxiao's response was brief and commanding, "Bring her here." Jilin froze, thinking he had misheard. But when he looked up and caught the displeasure darkening Lu Lingxiao's face, he dared not hesitate. Rushing back to Ji Shuaqin, he said quickly, "Miss Ji, the master requests you get in the car." Ji Shuaqin clenched her teeth. "I'm injured. I can't walk." Jilin broke into a sweat. "I'll go get someone to carry you right away." Ji Shuaqin snapped anxiously, "By the time you find someone, my leg will already be useless." Lu Lingxiao had waited long enough in the car. Seeing no movement, he stepped out himself and strode toward her. His voice was cool as ice. "What's going on?" Ji Shuaqin finally reacted, forcing a bitter smile. "Master Lu, do you think I can walk like this?" His gaze dropped to her leg, his brows furrowing. "Why is the injury this severe?" Without another word, he bent down, scooped her into his arms and said coldly, "Come. We're going back to the Lu residence." Ji Shuaqin's eyes widened as she gazed at the man holding her. Deep inside, she whispered to herself, "Darling, in this life I will never leave you again." Lu Lingxiao placed her gently on his own bed, then summoned the doctor. After a round of careful treatment, the wounds were swiftly bandaged. Before leaving, the doctor reminded, "There's no fracture, but the ankle is badly sprained. She should avoid getting out of bed for a few days. I'll have my assistant bring the medicine over shortly." Once the doctor left, Lu Lingxiao asked in a low tone, "Do you want me to call Yi Tianyi?" Ji Shuaqin's reply was sharp and cold. "I've already broken off the engagement on my own. Why would I call him?" Lu Lingxiao pressed no further. He simply turned and left the room, instructing Jilin in a commanding voice, "Investigate Yi Tianyi." Ignoring her own injuries, Ji Shuaqin quickly activated the SmartMed system. The reboot completed and the screen lit up. System Xiaoji, one of the 999 all-purpose optimizations at your service. She gave a direct command, "Xiaoji, scan Lu Lingxiao's body. Tell me how far the virus has progressed." Target locked. Initiating intelligence scan. Moments later, the result appeared. Virus spread detected. Estimated survival, no more than 3 years. Ji Shuaqin's heart sank. "I must find a way to stay close to him so I can treat him. But right now my darling feels nothing for me at all." Meanwhile, Jilin reported his findings to Lu Lingxiao. Master, no wonder Miss Ji said what she did. Lu Lingxiao stepped back into the room, his gaze softening slightly as he saw Ji Shuqin's pale face. It was my sister who hit you today. I'll grant you one request, anything you want. Without hesitation, Ji Shuqin spoke. I want you to marry me. If not, at least promise me you'll consider it. Lu Lingxiao's eyes flickered, then he pulled his hand free and said firmly, It's late. Rest well. I'll give you my answer tomorrow. When Lu Lingxiao returned to his room, his mother was already waiting. She pulled him down to sit beside her. She handed him a stack of photos. These are the girls your Aunt Jiang and I picked out for you. Lu Lingxiao sighed helplessly. Mom, what are you trying to do? Set you up on dates, of course, she scolded. You're not getting any younger and you're still not married. Look at this one, her mother's a Cambridge professor, her father. Mom, Lu Lingxiao cut her off flatly. Prepare for a wedding. In 28 days I'm getting married. His mother froze, stunned. Married? To whom? Without a flicker of expression he replied, Ji Shuqin, the daughter of the Ji family. His mother's eyes widened in disbelief. Isn't Ji Shuqin engaged to Yi Tianyi? You're digging up our own relative's fiancé. The Yi family is still a branch of the Lu's. Her thoughts began to spiral, but Lu Lingxiao's face only darkened. Just then Lu Yuying, who had been eavesdropping, rushed in. It was me. I accidentally hit Ji Shuqin. It has nothing to do with my brother. Their mother frowned, suspecting her daughter had given her brother away. But Lu Yuying clung to her arm with a pout. Mom, I was helping. I literally bumped into the perfect wife for him. She giggled. Don't be fooled by her icy demeanor. The moment she acts a little coy, you'll be the first one who can't resist her. Their mother chuckled. So our stone-faced son finally met his match. Lu Yuying glanced sideways at her brother, thinking, more than a match. Ji Shuqin is his fate. With that, their mother went off to discuss matters with Lu's father. Meanwhile, Lu Yuying turned to her brother proudly. If I hadn't persuaded Mom, Dad never would have agreed. But now that she's on your side, Dad will have no choice but to accept. Lu Lingxiao shot her a cold look. Busybody. Inside, Lu Yuying sneered silently. When the day comes and you're groveling in the ashes of chasing your wife, don't expect me to help you. The next morning, Ji Shuqin was already planning how to deal with the shameless couple. Meanwhile, her father was still in the hospital. Although she had called last night and given them her prescription, she still couldn't rest easy. In this life, she swore both her father and her beloved would live. She had to check on him herself. When the family doctor arrived to change her bandages and saw her trying to get out of bed, he quickly warned, Your wound hasn't healed yet, you can't move around. But Ji Shuqin brushed it off. Just then, a deep voice came from the doorway. Rest a few more days. In 28 days we'll hold the wedding. Lu Lingxiao strode into the room. Seeing her attempt to stand, he pressed her shoulders firmly back onto the bed. A flicker of surprise crossed Ji Shuqin's eyes, but her face remained calm as she nodded her agreement. He leaned down slightly, his voice low but steady. Take care of your injuries. Don't delay the wedding. As he spoke, he pulled the quilt up gently to cover her. His hand brushed against her chest by accident. Ji Shuqin's cheeks flushed crimson. Lu Lingxiao stiffened, then turned and left in haste. Yet the memory of that soft, lingering scent clung to him, and his gaze darkened with unspoken turmoil. Ji Shuqin arranged to meet her so-called fiancé Yi Tianyi, and followed the address to a bridal boutique in a shopping mall. The moment she arrived, her fiancé and best friend were already waiting. Before she could even speak, they scolded her for being late. She smiled sweetly and retorted, Late enough for hickeys to bloom on your neck? Her so-called best friend flustered, waving her hands. Don't get the wrong idea. It's just a scratch from myself. Quickly changing the subject, she said, This wedding dress, we picked it out especially for you. Ji Shuqin sneered. Then I'd better give it a proper try. She picked up the gown and headed toward the fitting room, already knowing the woman must have set a trap. Quietly, she ordered Xiaoji to scan the dress. The result came back instantly, coated with itching powder. She smirked inwardly. With her pitiful IQ, this is the best trick she can come up with. Outside, her fiancé and best friend were flirting openly. Ji Shuqin deliberately called her friend over, then pointed at the gown. There's a cockroach on this. The so-called friend, knowing there was something hidden in the dress, had intended to make Ji Shuachin the laughingstock. Instead, she ended up screaming as her own face was ruined. Ji Shuachin blinked innocently and asked with feigned concern, "Oh dear, what happened to your face?" Hearing the commotion, Yi Tianyi walked over. Su Feifei immediately burst into tears. "It was Ji Shuachin's wedding dress. It ruined my face." Ji Shuachin shot back coldly, "Do you have any proof? How do you know it was the dress? Unless you're the one who tampered with it." Su Feifei was struck speechless. Yi Tianyi's heart ached for her. "She's still your best friend. Can you really stand to see her like this? I'll take her to the hospital first." He completely ignored Ji Shuachin's feelings, tossing out, "Choose whichever gown you like, I don't mind." Ji Shuachin reminded calmly, "She left in such a hurry, she didn't bring any money." Yi Tianyi handed her his bank card without hesitation, sneering inwardly, "Once your father dies, all your family's fortune will be mine anyway." Ji Shuachin accepted the card with a sweet nod. "Don't worry, I'll pick carefully. I promise you'll be very satisfied." The wedding ceremony began, guests applauding joyfully as they awaited the bride's entrance. But Ji Shuachin was nowhere to be seen. Su Feifei quickly dialed her number only to find no answer. He turned to Yi Tianyi nervously. Could it be? Ji Shuachin ran away. Yi Tianyi's mind raced. The Ji family fortune isn't mine yet. What should I do? To buy time, the MC displayed their wedding photos on the big screen. But in the next instant, shocking footage of Yi Tianyi and Su Feifei in a compromising scene lit up the screen. The guests broke into hushed whispers, the atmosphere turning humiliating and chaotic. Meanwhile, in a chapel on the west side of the city, Ji Shuachin was holding a romantic wedding with her beloved. Dressed in a strapless white gown, pure and dazzling, she was breathtaking beyond words. Arm in arm with Lu Lingxiao, she walked slowly down the red carpet. At last, she was marrying him again, and this time with no trace of regret. Surrounded by blessings, the two completed their vows, exchanged rings, and sealed it with a kiss. After the wedding, they were escorted back to the Lu family villa. Inside, Lu Lingxiao was taking a shower. Standing outside, Ji Shuachin listened to the sound of running water, her mind drifting with playful thoughts. With a bold smile, she pushed the door open. After all, they were already married. He was hers now. The door suddenly swung open. Lu Lingxiao's voice was cool. "Are you lusting after my body?" Ji Shuachin's cheeks flushed, but she answered seriously, "The country encourages saving water. Why don't you let me shower with you?" Just then, the butler's voice came from outside. "Young Master Yi and Miss Su are here." Lu Lingxiao replied calmly, "Let them in." A moment later, Su Feifei barged in, only to see Ji Shuachin and Lu Lingxiao lying together on the bed. Yi Tianyi's fury barely stayed contained. "Why are you here? Isn't today supposed to be our wedding day?" Ji Shuachin raised a brow, her tone mocking. "And what's wrong with me being in my husband's home?" Before they could respond, the couple leaned in and kissed deeply right in front of them. Yi Tianyi and Su Feifei's faces turned green. "You're not seriously going to do that in front of us, are you?" Lu Lingxiao's gaze was cold as he asked, "What, do you want a live performance?" Ji Shuachin leaned into him, sweetly calling, "Husband," before adding playfully, "Didn't you prepare wedding candies for them?" That single word, "husband," curved Lu Lingxiao's lips into a subtle smile. Together, they looked every bit the perfect couple, a golden pair that made Su Feifei's jealousy burn to the point of madness. Lu Lingxiao then ordered Jilin, "Pack up the rest of the wedding candies. Let them take them with them." Once the two unwelcome guests left, Ji Shuachin released her hold on Lu Lingxiao. Having gotten her fill of teasing, she chuckled, "Not bad, you played along pretty well." Then with a swift move, she straddled him, her voice playful. "Shall we keep going?" Lu Lingxiao simply flicked the blanket over her, covering her completely. "Next time," he said coolly before walking out of the room. Curling up beneath the quilt, Ji Shuachin grinned to herself. "My darling," keeping a straight face while his ears turned red. Too adorable. Meanwhile, the two humiliated ones returned home. Clinging to Yi Tianyi's arm, Su Feifei cooed, "Ji Shuachin's married now. She'll never come back to you. Why not marry me instead? We could even throw dirt on her name." Yi Tianyi frowned, brushing her off with an excuse. "My mother's home, go now." But inwardly he scoffed. The Su family's been bankrupt for years. There's no way I'd marry her. Su Feifei, however, saw through his stalling. Still, she was brimming with confidence. No matter what, she was determined to make Yi Tianyi hers. At the Lu family villa, Ji Shuoqin was living quite comfortably. Lu Lingxiao sat on the sofa with his legs crossed, calmly reading a book, while she lounged nearby scrolling through her phone. The screen was flooded with headlines blasting Yi Tianyi for cheating. Scumbag, get out of S country. Ji Shuoqin knew immediately this was Lu Lingxiao's doing. He looked up slightly and said, "A gift for you. I hope you like it." Just then Yi Tianyi's mother called. "Shuoqin," she coaxed, "I know everything about you and Tianyi. Can we meet and talk things over?" Ji Shuoqin's tone was icy. "I'm the Lu family's daughter-in-law now. Madame Lu is my mother. If you want to see me, you'll need my husband's permission first." Lu Lingxiao glanced up from his book and ordered, "Have Ji Lin drive her there." Meanwhile, at the Yi residence, Yi Tianyi and his mother were plotting to drug Ji Shuoqin and take incriminating photos. Sitting inside Lu Lingxiao's outrageously expensive car, Ji Shuoqin casually instructed Ji Lin, "Help me look up someone's contact information." The meeting place was a cafe. As soon as Ji Shuoqin stepped inside, Ye's mother rushed forward with a forced smile, urging her to sit down. Ji Shuoqin ordered an Americano. Ye's mother frowned inwardly, sensing the distance between them, and asked cautiously, "Have you been keeping up with the news these past few days?" Ji Shuoqin smiled faintly. "I've been busy planning my honeymoon. No time for that." Ye's mother sighed. "The media has been mocking the Yi family and Tianyi non-stop. Everyone's calling him a scumbag. He regrets it deeply, he's even lost weight from the stress." She tried to excuse him further. After all, he only made the kind of mistake all men make. Having lived through 3 lifetimes, Ji Shuoqin already knew exactly what was about to happen. She had endured all of this in her past life. Calmly, she asked, "Where is Yi Tianyi?" Ye's mother quickly replied, "Tianyi hasn't been eating well these days. He's exhausted, so he was delayed on the way here." The slap in the face came quickly. Voices of Yi Tianyi and Su Feifei drifted over from nearby. Su Feifei complained that Yi Tianyi had been avoiding her lately, but the moment she spotted Ye's mother and Ji Shuoqin, she instantly let go of his arm. Before she could speak, Ye's mother snapped at her, "You little vixen. Haven't you ruined Tianyi enough already?" Su Feifei stammered that she never meant to hurt Yi Tianyi, then turned her tearful eyes toward the silent Ji Shuoqin. She sobbed, "Shuoqin, I'm sorry, but my feelings for Tianyi are real." Ji Shuoqin smiled faintly. "We're best friends. Tianyi spent so much time with you, it's only natural he developed feelings." Ye's mother grew anxious, afraid Su Feifei would ruin her scheme. "Nonsense. Get out of here right now." But Su Feifei blurted out, "I'm pregnant. I just got the test results." Yi Tianyi froze in disbelief. "Impossible. You've been taking the pills every time." Su Feifei wept. "On the 14th, it happened too many times. The medicine couldn't stop it." Ji Shuoqin sneered. "Young Master Yi, you can't even bother with protection, yet you dare to cheat?" Yi Tianyi, trembling, pressed again, "Is the child really mine?" Su Feifei choked out through tears, "You're the only man I've ever been with. Deep down you know the truth." Ye's mother tried to smooth things over. "Since you're pregnant, Feifei, stop kneeling. Sit down and talk." She forced a smile. "Everyone must be thirsty. I'll order some drinks so we can talk slowly." Su Feifei whispered toward Ji Shuoqin, "Please don't blame us." Ji Shuoqin's gaze was calm. "You two are in love. There's nothing left for me to blame." Inwardly she sneered. "In my past life, this child wasn't even Yi Tianyi's. It belonged to some foreign man. You delivered this drama right to my door. How could I not enjoy the show?" She smiled sweetly. "Congratulations to you both. Just don't forget to invite me to the wedding. I do love a lively scene." At that moment, Ye's mother handed her a glass. "I remember you used to like grapefruit juice, so I ordered it just for you." Ji Shuoqin accepted the drink, then casually passed it to Su Feifei. "Feifei likes grapefruit juice too. She's been talking all this time and she's pregnant. Let her have it." A cold smirk touched her lips. "That girl always copied my preferences. This time it's perfect." Ye's mother's face instantly darkened. Ji Shuoqin narrowed her eyes. "What's wrong? It's just juice. Or is there something in it pregnant women shouldn't drink?" Ye's mother hurriedly covered. Pregnant women shouldn't have cold drinks. Better stick to warm water. Ji Shuaqin rose, her tone icy. I should be going. Lu Lingxiao is waiting for me. I won't disturb your family reunion any longer. Back at home, Ji Shuaqin lounged lazily on the sofa, while her darling reclined just as idly on the other side. She couldn't help but smile inwardly. Since when has my darling ever been this free? Lu Lingxiao pulled out a slip of paper and said calmly, Jilin asked me to give this to you. She glanced at the number written on it and praised, Jilin really gets things done fast. Then with a playful grin she added, in a little while, you'll come with me to watch a grand show. Time passed quickly. Soon it was Yi Tianyi and Su Feifei's wedding day. She and her darling sat together in the VIP seats. Lu Lingxiao cast her a sidelong glance, curious. What kind of spectacle is she planning to show me? Ji Shuaqin was in high spirits. This performance, she whispered, was orchestrated by me alone. Lu Lingxiao's lips curved faintly. This girl is getting more and more interesting. On stage, the priest began the vows. Before this union is sealed, if there is any fact that could prevent their marriage, speak now, or forever hold your peace. The next second, the priest slammed his book shut, glaring at the bride. Su Feifei, do you still recognize me? Have you forgotten our vows, the promises we made to run away together to America? And now, you found another man to play the fool and take you in? Su Feifei's face drained of color, but she forced herself to keep acting pitiful, pretending not to know him. From her seat, Ji Shuaqin watched the chaos with amusement. This is my gift to you too. Do you like it? Lu Lingxiao observed the scene as well, recognizing the man as the very contact Ji Shuaqin had asked for earlier. He realized everything had been orchestrated by her. Ruthless, she truly has the bearing of the Lu family's mistress. The priest declared coldly that Su Feifei was his woman and that she was carrying his child. Enraged, Yi Tianyi yanked her up and punched her in front of everyone, throwing the entire ceremony into chaos. Su Feifei, terrified, screamed instinctively, Anderson. Yi Tianyi roared at her. Didn't you say you didn't know him? Then how do you know his name? Su Feifei scrambled to explain, he's an old friend. He was in America. I don't know how he ended up here. Ye's mother slapped Su Feifei hard across the face. You dared to lie to the Yi family? But with reporters everywhere, she forced herself to hold back, unwilling to make an even bigger scene. Ji Shuaqin spoke up coldly, why don't we just do a paternity test? Su Feifei panicked. The hospital is crowded. If word gets out, it'll ruin the Yi family's reputation. Lu Lingxiao stepped forward calmly. My family owns a private hospital. For the sake of family ties, we can do it there. Ye's mother snapped, her patience gone. Your foreign boyfriend already showed up at the altar and you still dare to argue? Ji Shuaqin added with a faint smile. Madam Yi, the reporters are still here. Don't you think they deserve an explanation? Otherwise, where does that leave the Yi family's face? Su Feifei grew desperate. The test will harm the baby. It can't be done. Lu Lingxiao's gaze turned sharp. What's the matter? Are you questioning the skill of the doctors at my hospital? Ye's mother quickly waved her hands. Of course not, Master Lu. We wouldn't dare doubt it. Ji Shuaqin moved closer, supporting Su Feifei with mock gentleness. If you're innocent, you have nothing to fear. Once the test is done, if the Yi family still dares doubt you, I'll stand up for you. Su Feifei's face turned ashen. What kind of teammate is this? She tried to protest further, but 2 bodyguards had already grabbed her and dragged her out of the hall. In less than half an hour, the results were out. The child had no relation to Yi Tianyi. From that moment, the reporter's frenzy never ceased. Panic surged through Yi Tianyi. If this spread, by tomorrow his reputation in the city would be ruined. He rushed forward, trying to block the reporters. But the questions came sharp and relentless. Will the wedding continue? Will you take responsibility for Miss Su's child? You were engaged to Miss Ji while being with Miss Su. Did you ever think you'd end up wearing the green hat today? Yi Tianyi's face darkened as he stammered. This is a hospital. You'll disturb other patients. Please leave at once. Yet the reporters only murmured among themselves. Didn't young Master Lu say this whole floor had already been cleared of patients? Yi Tianyi's expression turned grim, his glare cutting straight at Ji Shuaqin. Just then Ye's mother, having finished berating Su Feifei, stepped forward to shield her son, declaring coldly, "The Yi family will never allow such filth through our doors." Tianyi was deceived, but from this day on, Su Feifei has nothing to do with our family. Her statement sounded like an impromptu press conference. The reporters whispered to each other, "What pity! Birds of a feather, none of them are clean." Yi Tianyi walked over to Su Feifei, his gaze filled with disgust. "From today onward, we have nothing to do with each other. Don't ever cling to me again." The reporter's words pierced Su Feifei like daggers. Desperate, she clung to the sleeve of his suit, crying, "I won't betray you again. Please just give me another chance." But Yi Tianyi's eyes stayed cold, devoid of mercy. Leaning lightly against Lu Lingxiao, Ji Shuoqin's lips curved into a satisfied smile. Quite the show, wasn't it? After watching the spectacle, Ji Shuoqin and her darling returned to the Lu residence, where Ji Lin reported, "Miss Lu Yuding is here." As soon as Ji Shuoqin stepped into the living room, a sharp, mocking voice greeted her. "So you're Ji Shuoqin? Everyone says you're beautiful, but seeing you today, you're nothing special." Ji Shuoqin sneered inwardly. In her past life, this very woman had teamed up with Lu Yuying to ruin her. Outwardly, she put on a gentle smile. "And you are? What business brings you to the Lu family?" Lu Yuding's face turned green with anger. "Who do you think you are?" Ji Shuoqin replied coolly, "I live here. If this isn't my home, then is it yours?" Lu Lingxiao chuckled lightly. Ji Shuoqin took his arm and deliberately teased, "So you're my husband's cousin? Then you should be calling me cousin sister-in-law." Lu Yuding flew into a rage and demanded, "Cousin, tell me, who's closer, me or her?" Lu Lingxiao answered without hesitation, "My wife, of course." Ji Shuoqin beamed with joy and planted a quick kiss on him. Lu Yuding was livid, grinding her teeth. "No wonder you managed to hook my cousin. You must have used tricks like this." Lu Lingxiao was about to step in, but Ji Shuoqin cut him off first. "Your cousin married me willingly. Or do you think he needs your approval?" When her first attempt failed, Lu Yuding switched tactics, sneering, "This woman used to be Yi Tianyi's fiancé. Doesn't that disgust you?" Lu Lingxiao's face remained impassive. "Show some respect to your cousin sister-in-law." With that, he took Ji Shuoqin's hand, ready to lead her back to their room. Ji Shuoqin stopped him with a smile. "I still have a few words for Yuding. You go ahead first." Lu Lingxiao nodded. "I'll wait for you in our room." Just then Lu Yuying walked in. Spotting Lu Yuding, she asked, "Why didn't you tell me you were coming?" But Lu Yuding quickly twisted the story. "Ji Shuoqin bullied me." Ji Shuoqin sneered inwardly. "In my past life, the two of you tormented me endlessly. This time I'll see what tricks you still have." To her surprise, Lu Yuying said firmly, "My sister-in-law is kind. She wouldn't bully you." Ji Shuoqin blinked in surprise, staring at her. This girl, why the sudden change of heart? Lu Yuding, thinking she'd lost her senses, shook her hard. But Lu Yuying declared, "My sister-in-law is the best in the world." She remembered all too clearly the awful things she had done in her past life and vowed never to repeat them. She turned to Lu Yuding with advice. "Uncle wants you to study abroad. That's a great opportunity, you should take it seriously. And when you have time, come home more often. Don't forget to send me postcards." With that gentle push, she ushered Lu Yuding out the door. Lu Yuying walked up to Ji Shuoqin and said sincerely, "Sister-in-law, I was immature before. Please don't hold it against me." Ji Shuoqin, however, couldn't help but wonder. Why the sudden change? In my previous life she was never like this. Could she be scheming something bigger? That day, she suddenly received a call from the hospital. "Miss Ji, your father's condition has taken a drastic turn. His life is in danger. We suggest you come immediately." Ji Shuoqin dropped everything and rushed to the hospital. She burst into the ward and asked the doctor anxiously, "How is my father?" The doctor's expression was grave. "Your father's illness is extremely critical. We've tried everything, but it's beyond our ability. You should prepare to say your last goodbye." Forcing down her panic, Ji Shuoqin said firmly, "I need a moment alone with my father. Please, everyone leave." Once the room was empty, she immediately commanded Xiaoji, "Scan his condition." The AI quickly reported, "Acute cerebral hemorrhage, condition severe." It automatically generated a treatment plan. Fortunately, in her past life she had mastered exceptional medical skills. After hours of focused treatment, her father's condition finally stabilized. Relief washed over her. Then a system prompt appeared. Congratulations, host. Achievement unlocked. Gatekeeper of Death. You've earned 200 EXP. Level up plus 3. Her father slowly opened his eyes. Ji Shuachin choked back tears. Dad, why did you suddenly suffer a brain hemorrhage? His eyes widened with fury as he roared. It was Yi Tianyi. Ji Shuachin froze. In her past life, she already knew Yi Tianyi was behind her father's death. But in this life, she had uncovered his schemes early. So how did this still happen? Her father explained through gritted teeth. Yi Tianyi bribed my assistant. I caught him. When I tried to annul your engagement, he pushed me off the stairs. A chill gripped Ji Shuachin's heart. Yi Tianyi was even more vicious than she had imagined. Forcing down her rage, she whispered to comfort him. Don't worry, Dad. I didn't marry Yi Tianyi. But in her heart she swore. This time Yi Tianyi would pay the price. Her father gazed at her, realizing how much she had endured. She was no longer the little princess who needed his protection. You've grown up. Tears streamed down her face. Dad, I've grown up. Yet only she knew, the cost of that growth had been 3 rebirths. On the drive back to the Liu family villa, Ji Shuachin suddenly noticed a strange car tailing her. Her eyes narrowed. Could Yi Tianyi have sent them? By the time she reached the villa gates, the car finally stopped. But from inside she heard a loud, shrill voice. Hey, don't refuse a toast only to drink a forfeit. It's your honor that I like you. Who are you to reject me? Ji Shuachin froze. Memories surfaced of her previous life. Liu Yuding had once confessed to a gardener, and when rejected she pushed him into a pond and drowned him. Could this man be the same one? Liu Yuding yanked at the man's collar, screaming, I'm rich and beautiful. Why don't you like me? Answer me. The man replied calmly, liking someone has nothing to do with wealth or beauty. Ji Shuachin stepped forward with a mocking smile. Well, what's going on here? Cousin Yuding, you're still here? Liu Yuding shot her a disdainful glare. Stay out of my business. Ji Shuachin retorted coolly, you're a Liu family member and so am I. This is my villa. Why shouldn't I interfere? Ji Shuachin then turned to the man beside her. Turn around, let me take a look. Her gaze swept over him and she thought to herself, no wonder Liu Yuding likes him. He really is handsome. Liu Yuding panicked and quickly blocked her. Don't you dare set your eyes on him. He's mine. Ji Shuachin chuckled softly. Little sister, in this life I only love one man, your brother. No matter how handsome or outstanding anyone else is, they'll never compare to him. Just then Lu Lingxiao approached from behind. Hearing her words, he actually grew a little flustered, coughing lightly. What did you just say? Ji Shuachin rushed over at once, worried. Why didn't you put on more clothes? With your health, you shouldn't be out in the wind. Come on, I'll take you back to your room. Lu Lingxiao shook his head calmly. It's nothing, just felt a little short of breath. Ji Shuachin's eyes brimmed with worry as she half-chided him. You always make excuses. If you keep neglecting yourself like this, I won't take you to see any more of my good shows. Watching the two of them interact, Liu Yuding's jaw nearly dropped. Is this really my cold, untouchable cousin? How can he be so gentle with Ji Shuachin? Ji Shuachin suddenly turned to Liu Yuding and said firmly, if you want to be loved, you must first learn to respect love. The man in front of you has his own work. He's not a servant. Speak to him properly. Liu Yuding planted her hands on her hips, snapping, none of your business. Ji Shuachin's tone sharpened. Don't even think about kicking flower pots with your shoes. Don't try to make him pay for it, and above all, don't push him into the pond. If you dare, I'll string you up and give you a beating myself. Understood? With that, she supported Lu Lingxiao and led him back inside. On the way, Lu Lingxiao asked curiously, what was all that about just now? Ji Shuachin replied, knowing your sister as I do, those are exactly the kinds of stunts she would pull. I'm just nipping it in the bud. Meanwhile, Liu Yuding frowned deeply, thinking to herself, how did she know what I was about to do? One day, while Ji Shuachin was reading in the living room, the gardener, who had been harassed earlier by Liu Yuding, came to thank her. She reassured him, Yuding will be leaving tomorrow. Don't worry, I won't make things difficult for you and you don't need to resign. To her surprise, the gardener shook his head. I never thought of quitting. Ji Shuachin raised her brows. Why not? He answered bluntly without hesitation, because the pay here is good. As it turned out, his mother was ill and needed constant medication, which cost a lot. Ji Shuachin mused silently. He doesn't hide his poverty, speaks plainly, and didn't yield under Lu Yuding's pressure. That makes him someone useful. She asked with genuine concern, "Is your mother's condition serious?" "Not too serious," he replied. "She just needs medicine every month. The Lu family's pay is enough to cover it." Ji Shuachin immediately pulled out her checkbook. "Write whatever amount you think is fair. But in return, I'll need you to do me a favor." The gardener's heart skipped. You never truly know someone. Could you be? Catching his expression, Ji Shuachin teased. "Wait, you're not thinking I want to keep you as a lover or something, are you?" Then Ji Shuachin leaned in close and whispered something into the gardener's ear. Seeing that he understood, she waved her hand. "Good. Go on with your work and don't forget the check." Before leaving, the gardener turned back and said, "My name is Li Yao." Just then, Ji Shuachin suddenly noticed a surveillance camera in the corner of the living room, aimed directly at her. At that very moment, Lu Lingxiao was in his study watching the live feed. A staff member beside him shifted nervously. "Master, what should we do?" "Madam was just with that gardener." Just then, Ji Shuachin knocked on the study door. A staff member opened it awkwardly. "Madam, the master, he..." Ji Shuachin, in high spirits, cut her off. "I know. You can leave." She turned to Lu Lingxiao with a sly smile. "Had a good look?" He met her gaze evenly. "Had a good chat?" She teased. "Jealous?" He scoffed. "Don't flatter yourself." Ji Shuachin plopped herself right onto his lap. "If you're not jealous, then why were you spying on me and Li Yao through the cameras?" Lu Lingxiao coughed lightly, trying to cover. "I was working. Just happened to come up. Believe it or not." Ji Shuachin chuckled. "Fine. I only asked him for a favor. Believe it or not." Ji Shuachin reached up to unbutton Lu Lingxiao's collar, but he stopped her. "Don't imitate me." She gazed at him deeply. "Do you think holding down my hands means I can't do anything?" The next second, she leaned in and pressed a kiss against his neck. Lu Lingxiao froze, startled. This woman, she's getting bolder by the day. In response, he swept her up and set her on the desk. Ji Shuachin's heart leapt. "Darling, are you finally opening up? Come on, kiss me." Instead, Lu Lingxiao asked with concern, "How's your father's health? Does he need to be transferred to another hospital? Is there anything I can do to help?" Ji Shuachin nearly fell over. "Huh. At a time like this, we're talking about that?" She sighed. "No need for a transfer. I already have a plan." Lu Lingxiao nodded, turned and started to leave. Ji Shuachin blinked. "That's it." He looked back at her calmly. "What else?" Ji Shuachin nearly collapsed. Strange, in my past life his health wasn't great either, but it never seemed to affect that function. Forget it. For now, treating his body comes first. As for the shy things, I'll just have to teach him later. Ji Shuachin quickly changed the subject with a smile. "It's nothing. I just learned a few dishes recently. Want to try them?" As she turned and left, Lu Lingxiao finally exhaled in relief. That was close. I almost lost control just now. Soon, Ji Shuachin returned carrying a massive bowl of soup. Lu Lingxiao stared at it, sweat beading on his forehead. "Is this really meant for one person?" Ex-fiancé beamed. "It might not look good, but the taste is guaranteed. Come on, I'll feed you." Lu Lingxiao asked cautiously, half joking, "You didn't put any medicine in here, did you?" Ji Shuachin froze, eyes widening. "Oh no. I only added herbs to suppress the toxins in his body. The flavor should have been faint. How could he still notice?" Seeing her expression, Lu Lingxiao blushed, his mind running wild. "No way. Did she really put an aphrodisiac in it?" Ji Shuachin urged sweetly. "Darling, it won't taste bad. Just try it." Lu Lingxiao blinked, stunned. "Did she just call me that?" She coaxed again. "Hurry or it'll cool down and lose its effect." Lu Lingxiao gritted his teeth. "Fine. Even if there is an aphrodisiac, I'll go along with her this time." Ji Shuachin asked eagerly, "Well? How does it taste?" "I added osmanthus since I know you like it. Isn't it good?" Lu Lingxiao nodded. "It's good. But how did you know I like osmanthus? Have you been investigating me?" Meanwhile, he wondered to himself, strange. Why don't I feel overheated at all? Ji Shuachin gazed at him with deep affection, her heart whispering, You are the love of my life. Remembering your habits is as natural to me as breathing. It's my instinct. Elsewhere, Yi Tianyi slipped into the hospital ward and walked straight to Ji Shuqin's stepfather's bedside, removing the oxygen mask from his face. With a smirk, he whispered, "Do you hate me?" Then he chuckled darkly. "Ah, I forgot, you can barely breathe, let alone speak. So just listen. If you had agreed to my marriage with Shuqin back then, you wouldn't be like this today. This is all your own doing." He leaned closer, voice sharp. "But that's all in the past. Since the marriage didn't happen, at least we can talk cooperation. Tomorrow, your Ji family will hold a board meeting. The Yi group will present a merger proposal. I don't want anyone interfering." Straightening, he sneered, "Enjoy what little time you have left. Good night." With that, he tossed the oxygen mask aside and strode out of the ward. The next day, Yi Tianyi presented a thick contract at the Ji Group board meeting. This is the Yi family's merger contract with the Ji Group. It details the benefits each of you will gain after the merger. Please take a close look. One shareholder immediately asked, "Did Chairman Ji agree to this?" Yi Tianyi, without the slightest hint of guilt, replied firmly, "Yes. Chairman Ji and I have already reached an agreement. There will be no issues." Just then, the doors to the boardroom swung open and a cold voice rang out, "Ji Shuqin's. Who said there won't be an issue?" He strode straight to the head seat. The secretary announced, "Chairman Ji has transferred all his shares to Miss Ji. From this day forward, Miss Ji is the new chairwoman of the Ji Group." Ji Shuqin fixed her sharp gaze on Yi Tianyi. "As far as I know, the shares you hold aren't even enough to qualify you for this board meeting, are they?" Yi Tianyi's face darkened, though he tried to explain calmly, "Shuqin, this merger was agreed upon by your father himself. I already have his letter of authorization." Ji Shuqin ignored him and addressed the shareholders. "All of you are my elders. If you don't trust me yet, that's only natural." Then she raised another document high, her voice ringing through the room. "But this authorization, signed by my father himself, clearly states one thing. The Ji Group will terminate all cooperation with the Yi family." Yi Tianyi clenched his teeth, forcing himself to stay calm. "I must keep my cool. That old man is already dead. As long as the shareholders side with me, she can't stop this merger." Putting on a righteous facade, he declared, "Miss Ji, even though you're the chairwoman now, this company isn't your personal toy. Don't let your grudges interfere with a business merger." The shareholders began murmuring among themselves. "He's right. Could this be about that broken engagement? Miss Ji does seem a bit petty." Yi Tianyi smirked and added mockingly, "Shuqin, I know not being able to marry me was a huge blow to you, but even if we can't be husband and wife, we can still be friends, right? So stop making a scene." Ji Shuqin's gaze turned icy. "Mr. Yi, this is not my decision. It's my father's." Yi Tianyi's heart lurched. "What? That old man? No, impossible. She must be bluffing." Forcing a calm facade, he said coldly, "Miss Ji, as far as I know, your father has been in a coma. There's no way he could sign any authorization. This document of yours must be fake." Ji Shuqin feigned surprise. "Huh? What are you talking about? My father's been fine. He only stayed in the hospital to rest for a few days. He was never comatose." She lifted the paper for all to see. "This very morning, my father personally signed this authorization. See for yourself." Yi Tianyi lost control and slammed the table. "Impossible. He couldn't have had enough breath to sign anything. He..." Mid-sentence, he clamped a hand over his mouth, cursing inwardly. "Damn it, what did I just say?" Ji Shuqin's gaze turned icy. "So you finally spoke your mind? Let me finish the line for you. You went to the hospital and pulled my father's oxygen, killing him with your own hands, didn't you?" The boardroom erupted in shock. Yi Tianyi, still refusing to cave, snapped back, "You have no proof. This is nonsense." The very next second, Ji Shuqin revealed a video, footage from last night, showing Yi Tianyi ripping off her father's oxygen mask. He sneered. "Yi Tianyi, did you really think that wiping the hospital's surveillance would make you untouchable? I installed my own private camera in my father's ward. You murdered him, you can't escape now." Yi Tianyi's face went pale and he collapsed onto the floor in terror. Ji Shuqin looked down at him from above, her voice icy. "Yi Tianyi, you've dug your own grave. I've already called the police. You're finished." Later, back at home, Li Yao handed her a human skin mask. "Madam, here, this belongs to you." Ji Shuoqin accepted it with a smile. "Not bad. Your acting was impressive, especially when you played my father. Very convincing." Li Yao scratched his head in embarrassment. "Please, madam, don't tease me." Ji Shuoqin's tone softened. "By the way, how's your mother doing?" "Much better now," Li Yao replied. "Thank you for sending the doctor to see her. I even asked the butler to lower my pay, to repay your and the Lu family's kindness." Ji Shuoqin shook her head, amused. "That's not necessary, you're too honest for your own good." Li Yao bowed slightly. "In any case, whatever you need in the future, just say the word. I'll do it no matter what." Ji Shuoqin suddenly asked with a straight face, "Anything at all?" Li Yao froze, completely caught off guard by the question. The next second, Ji Shuoqin burst out laughing. "Relax, I'm joking. I'm not Lu Yuding." Their exchange at the garage entrance was once again captured on camera, and fell squarely into Lu Lingxiao's eyes. Ji Lin hesitated, then asked, "Master, should we, maybe remind madam about this?" Lu Lingxiao's expression turned stern. "Mind your own business." Meanwhile, at the Yi household, Ye's mother was on the phone with lawyer Zhao. The moment she hung up, Su Feifei anxiously asked, "Auntie, how is brother Yi?" Instead of an answer, she received a resounding slap. Ye's mother snapped, "It's all your fault, you wretched girl. If not for you, Tianyi wouldn't be in this mess. And you still dare show your face in my house." Su Feifei cried out in grievance, "What does this have to do with me? It was Ji Shuoqin who put brother Yi behind bars, not me." Ye's mother grew even more furious, snapping, "If you hadn't destroyed their relationship, our Yi family would have already secured the Ji family's fortune. Tianyi wouldn't have had to resort to such disgraceful methods. Shameless girl." Left speechless by the scolding, Su Feifei asked pitifully, "Then, what should we do now?" Ye's mother replied coldly, "I've already hired a lawyer. He'll be out soon enough. The real problem is how our Yi family survives this crisis." But in her heart she was already calculating. Right now, the Ji family's project still depends on technology from the Yi family. But Ji Shuoqin will never work with us again. The only other person with that kind of technology is Su Hua. Her eyes darkened as she glanced at Su Feifei, her mind chillingly resolute. Fine. Since you refuse to act like a person, don't blame me for not treating you like one either. Suddenly, Ye's mother softened her tone, smiling kindly. "Alright, stop crying now. Come sit here." Su Feifei was caught off guard. Just a little crying, and it actually worked today. Ye's mother coaxed her gently. "Feifei, I know you only care about Tianyi. I slapped you earlier because I was anxious. You're not mad at me, are you?" Su Feifei sneered inwardly. "Not mad? Of course I am. Once I marry into the Yi family, I'll make you regret it." But on the surface she replied sweetly, "I'm not mad, auntie." Ye's mother smiled at once. "Good girl. Now there's an opportunity to help the Yi family. Would you be willing to do auntie a favor?" She leaned close and whispered something into Su Feifei's ear. Su Feifei's eyes widened in shock and she instinctively covered her mouth. Ye's mother pressed on. "Good child, I know this is unfair to you. But trust me, once it's done I'll make sure Tianyi marries you." Su Feifei stammered, "But auntie, if Tianyi finds out, he'll never marry me." Ye's mother cut her off. "Silly girl, why would I ever tell him? So will you do it?" At last, under Ye's mother's sweet promises, Su Feifei nodded and agreed to help. Overjoyed, Ye's mother hugged Su Feifei tightly. "Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Feifei." But inside her thoughts were cold. I'll use this wretched girl to save the Yi family first." Su Feifei was just as calculating. Whatever. As long as I seize this chance to marry in, that's all that matters. Back at the Lu household, Ji Shuoqin returned home and immediately sat beside Lu Lingxiao, planting a kiss on his cheek. She beamed. "Darling, thank you. Thank you for installing those extra cameras at the hospital. Without them, I never would have gotten evidence against Yi Tianyi." Lu Lingxiao's ears turned red, though he forced a calm facade. "It was nothing. No need to thank me." He then asked seriously, "So what's your next step? Without the Yi family, how will you keep your project running?" Ji Shuachin replied with confidence. If not the Yi family, then the Su family. I've already planned my fallback. But Lu Lingxiao's voice cut in sharply. It's already too late. Ji Shuachin froze. Too late. Without further explanation, Lu Lingxiao turned and walked out of the living room, leaving her puzzled. The next day, Ji Shuachin arrived at the Su Group headquarters. But the receptionist informed her, President Su has already gone out. You're too late. Learning that he had gone to the hospital, Ji Shuachin immediately turned and left. She quickly called Ji Lin. Find out which hospital Su Hua from the Su Group went to. Tell me the moment you know. Meanwhile, Su Hua entered the underground parking lot to retrieve his car. Suddenly, a desperate cry for help rang out. He turned to see several thugs chasing after Su Feifei. Su Feifei bolted behind Su Hua for cover and he instantly shouted at the men. Who are you? Why are you chasing a young woman? The blonde-haired thug barked back. She owes us money. We're here to collect. Got a problem with that? Su Hua narrowed his eyes. How much? The thug raised 2 fingers. 20,000. Without hesitation, Su Hua pulled out 20,000 in cash. I'll pay her debt. Now leave. Once the thugs were gone, Su Feifei quickly expressed her gratitude. Thank you so much for helping me. Please give me your address. When I have the money, I'll definitely repay you. Su Hua shook his head. No need. 20,000 isn't much to me. But why would you owe them money? Su Feifei put on a pitiful expression. My mother's sick. I had no money, so I was forced to borrow from loan sharks. Seeing her so fragile, Su Hua took off his coat and draped it over her shoulders. Where are you headed? I'll drive you there. Not far away, a man was secretly recording the entire scene. Meanwhile, Ji Lin reported back to Ji Shuachin. There are no records of President Su seeking medical treatment. But I did uncover something else. He handed over a file. These are the hospital records for President Su's grandmother. The master asked me to tell you, President Su is extremely filial, especially toward his grandmother. If you need leverage, this is where you should start. At that moment, Su Feifei was sitting by the bedside of an elderly woman. Su Hua entered and said warmly, I've already paid the money. Focus on getting your mother treated. Su Feifei looked up puzzled. President Su, why are you helping me? Su Hua gave a faint smile. As you're filial. Helping you is the right thing to do. And don't worry, you don't need to repay me. Su Hua stepped up to the bedside and asked with concern, How did your mother end up like this? Su Feifei immediately wiped her tears and sobbed. It was that woman, Ji Shuachin. She's the one who caused this. Ji Shuachin? I heard she married into the Lu family not long ago. Su Feifei gritted her teeth. Yes. It was her car that hit my mother, leaving her in a vegetative state. Su Hua's face darkened in anger. Unbelievable. How can someone be so heartless? And she hasn't even taken responsibility. The next moment, Su Feifei threw herself into his arms, crying pitifully. President Su, to pay for my mother's treatment, I even sold our house. Now I can only sleep in the hospital hallway. Seeing her plight, Su Hua quickly offered, That won't do. I'll find you a place to stay. That very night, he brought Su Feifei to a 5-star hotel. Stay here for now. I've already spoken to the front desk. Su Feifei looked at him with teary gratitude. Thank you. If I hadn't met you, I might have been beaten to death by those thugs. Su Hua nodded. Rest well. I'll come back tomorrow and take you to buy some clothes. As Su Hua turned to leave, Su Feifei suddenly grabbed his hand, whispering, President Su, stay with me. Su Hua froze, visibly nervous. I don't think that's a good idea. Su Feifei slipped her dress strap off her shoulder, murmuring, Take this as my way of repaying you for saving me. Please. Su Hua immediately stepped back, refusing firmly. No. I'm already married. What you're doing is... Before he could finish, the hotel room door creaked open. The man with the hidden camera appeared again, filming the scene. Days later, Su Hua and Ye's mother met at a restaurant. Su Hua spoke coldly. Madam Yi, may I ask why you wanted to see me? Our Su family and your Yi family have never had business dealings. Ye's mother set her teacup down, her tone calm but sharp. President Su, I came to advise you. If the G Group approaches you for a new project partnership, don't accept. Su Hua frowned, his voice hardening. I'm a businessman. Why would I turn down profit? Besides, your Yi family and I operate in the same field. We're competitors. Madam Yi, surely you're not trying to block deals just to edge me out. Ye's mother chuckled slyly. What a coincidence. Last Sunday I went to the hotel with some media friends and happened to see you, President Su, with a young woman. Before she could finish, Su Hua snapped angrily. Nonsense. What are you implying? Unfazed, Ye's mother pulled out several photos from her bag. Don't be so hasty. Take a look at these first. She smirked. If I recall correctly, President Su, your current success was largely thanks to your wife's family's support. So what do you think will happen if she sees these photos? Would her father pull his investment immediately? Su Hua's face darkened. After a long silence, he finally gave in. Fine. Hand over the negatives and I'll cut off any cooperation with Ji Shuaqin. Ye's mother smiled triumphantly. That's why I like dealing with smart men. Soon after, Ji Shuaqin once again arrived at the Su Group offices. But the receptionist repeated the same line. President Su isn't available. Just then Su Hua happened to walk out from the back. Ji Shuaqin's eyes followed him as he strode right past her. She turned to the receptionist with a cold smile. So this is the business you said he was busy with? Having dinner with another woman? Ji Shuaqin followed Su Hua's car all the way, puzzled. Strange. His wife has stomach problems and can't eat spicy food. So who exactly is he meeting tonight? Soon she saw the answer. The woman Su Hua had brought along was none other than Su Feifei. Ji Shuaqin smirked in disbelief. Well, President Su's taste is heavier than I thought. Doesn't he know what kind of woman Su Feifei really is? After Su Hua and Su Feifei spent the night together at the hotel, his phone suddenly rang. On the other end came an urgent voice. Your grandmother's condition has suddenly worsened. Please come to the hospital right away. Su Hua rushed to the hospital and cried out to the doctor. Isn't there any chance at all? Look, she's still breathing. The doctor shook his head. Her condition deteriorated too suddenly. The medication we need is still stuck abroad. If we attempt surgery now, her body won't survive it. You'd best spend time with her while you can. Su Hua clenched his fists, his voice breaking. No, you have to save her. You must save my grandmother. At that moment, Ji Shuaqin stepped into the ward, raising an eyebrow. What's going on here? What happened? Need me to lend a hand? Su Hua spun around, eyes blazing. You, Ji Shuaqin. Get out. I will never work with you. Ji Shuaqin raised a brow. Oh, so even if I can save your grandmother, you still won't cooperate with me? Su Hua froze, eyes widening. You can save her? You really can? Of course, Ji Shuaqin replied firmly. He shook his head, still doubtful. Why should I believe you? You're not even a doctor, you. Ji Shuaqin stepped up to the bedside, her tone serious. Your grandmother is already at death's door. Trust me just this once. If it works, it's a win-win for both of us. Su Hua still hesitated. That sounds nice, but you don't know medicine. What proof do I have? Ji Shuaqin gave a confident smile. Come on. My husband owns half the private hospitals in this country. If I need medicine, it's as good as in my hands. Su Hua gritted his teeth. Fine. If you can save my grandmother, I'll provide you with my technology, for free. Ji Shuaqin immediately pulled out a document. Words mean nothing. Sign this letter of commitment, President Su. I'm a businesswoman, not a charity worker. After a tense pause, Su Hua signed his name. All right. I'll trust you this once. With the agreement in hand, Ji Shuaqin turned to Su Hua and the staff, her voice sharp. All of you, out. Leave this to me. And remember, no one peeks. Ji Shuaqin gave a sharp command. Shao Ji, begin the examination. Yes, Director. System activated. Scanning patient now. Within moments, the results appeared. Cancerous spread located. Intelligent precision excision is possible. Ji Shuaqin ordered firmly, proceed with the excision. Prioritize the patient's health, but don't overdo it. Minutes later, she walked out of the ward calmly. It's done. She's fine now. Su Hua rushed to the bedside, stunned to see his grandmother slowly open her eyes. The medical staff froze in shock. She opened her eyes. Quick, check her vitals. Prep for a full examination. Ji Shuachin simply nodded, gave Su Hua a brief smile and turned to leave. Overwhelmed, Su Hua hurried after her, desperate to thank her. Ji Shuachin held up the signed agreement. If you want to thank me, honor it on paper. Su Hua paused, emotions surging. This might just be the last contract I ever sign. Ji Shuachin frowned. Why do you say this will be your last contract? Su Hua hesitated, embarrassed. The Yi group, they've been threatening me. Ji Shuachin calmly pulled out her phone and showed him a picture. It's her, isn't it? Su Hua's eyes widened in shock. You have this too? Were you following me? Yuan's Stone sharpened. President Su, do you even know who that woman really is? Her gaze turned cold. She's Yi Tianyi's mistress. If you don't believe me, I can send you their bedroom video as proof. Su Hua finally realized, his face darkening. So I've been caught in the Yi family's trap all along. Ji Shuachin smirked faintly. If you want revenge, President Su, I might just have a plan for you. That night, when Su Hua returned to the hotel, Su Feifei rushed into his arms, clinging to him. You're back. I missed you so much. Su Hua sighed heavily. Feifei, I'm afraid I can't be with you anymore. He explained grimly. Today Yi Tianyi's mother came to me. She's using our photos to blackmail me, forcing me to cut ties with you. Feifei, I truly love you. I don't want to let you go. But she said if I don't obey, she'll expose our relationship to my wife. His voice trembled with frustration. I was planning to divorce my wife, take half of the assets and then marry you, to give you a stable home. But if she tells my wife I'll lose everything, walk away with nothing. He held Su Feifei tighter, his tone pained. And without money, how could I ever buy you the handbags and villas you love? Su Hua's eyes glistened as he whispered, I'm sorry, Feifei. I have no choice but to cut ties with you for now. Otherwise we'll both be ruined. Inside, Su Feifei was calculating. Asterisk, Yi Tianyi never truly cared about me. Marrying into the Yi family wouldn't give me any real benefit. But Su Hua, foolish as he is still willing to spend money on me. Better to cling to this man instead. She lowered her head, feigning guilt. Brother Su, I know I've made things difficult for you. The truth is, I was sent by the Yi family to seduce you. Their plan was to catch you in an affair and use it as leverage to stop you from working with Ji Shuachin. She lifted her eyes, clutching his hand with conviction. But, Brother Su, I've truly fallen for you. I won't help the Yi family anymore. Su Hua blinked in shock, then asked eagerly, Then, what should we do now? Su Feifei suggested earnestly, We'll pretend to cut things off. You can reassure the Yi family while I sneak back and steal those photos. Once you've divorced your wife, we can be together openly and finally live our happy life. Overcome with emotion, Su Hua embraced her tightly. Feifei, you're my angel. Don't worry, once this is over, I'll marry you properly and make you my wife for real. Su Feifei thought smugly, when the time comes I'll soar high. As for Ji Shuachin, if she wants the technology she'll have no choice but to beg me for it. Soon after, Ji Shuachin received a message from Su Hua. She smirked. Well, that was quick. Not bad, Su Hua. She typed back. President Su, I've already received the videos and recordings. Leave the rest to me. Just then Lu Lingxiao walked out fresh from the shower. Seeing his half-naked body, Ji Shuachin's mind immediately wandered. My precious husband's body. How deliciously tempting. A second later, a towel landed squarely on her face. Lu Lingxiao raised a brow. Miss, your eyes are practically glowing green. Can't you be a little more restrained? Pulling the towel down, Ji Shuachin muttered, I wasn't. But her eyes betrayed her. Dressed at last, Lu Lingxiao asked casually, You seem in a good mood. Did you lock down the project? Ji Shuachin leaned closer with a teasing smile. Of course, thanks to my handsome, unbeatable husband. Ji Shuachin, already practiced at this, slipped open the buttons of Lu Lingxiao's shirt again. He immediately grabbed her hand. Behave yourself. Ji Shuachin pouted. Ugh, you're so unfair. Letting me look but not touch, you'll drive me crazy. Lu Lingxiao smirked. And when did I ever say you could touch? She shot back. You're my husband. Even if I touch, it's perfectly legal. Why not? Lu Lingxiao turned his head away. Bez, I said no. That's final. Ji Shuachin huffed, turning her face the other way to pretend she was angry. But in her heart she was secretly thinking maybe I should just pick a lucky day and knock him out cold. As if reading her thoughts, Lu Lingxiao flicked her forehead. No. Not even in your wildest imagination. At a press conference, Madame Yi proudly declared, the Yi family's technology in this industry is among the very best at the forefront. She went on, based on market demand, our family has every right to screen and choose our partners. Ji Shuachin suddenly cut in. And what exactly are your screening standards? Care to be specific? Madame Yi remained composed, replying coldly, Miss Ji, no matter what you think, your G group has no qualifications. For us, the foundation of cooperation is character. And yours doesn't measure up. Ji Shuachin sneered. Character? Compared to the people here, who doesn't outshine your Yi family? Your reputation for scheming and underhanded tactics is hardly a secret. Madame Yi's face twisted with anger. You weren't even invited to this seminar. You have no right to be here. She barked. Security. Get her out of here. Just as the guards moved to seize Ji Shuachin, two imposing bodyguards suddenly stepped in, blocking their way. One of them spoke firmly. Madam, the master ordered us to ensure your safety at all costs. Please continue, we'll handle everything else. Realizing she couldn't drive Ji Shuachin out, Madame Yi snapped furiously, how dare you disrupt our conference? Believe it or not, I'll call the police right now. Ji Shuachin stood firm, her voice sharp. Yes, you should call the police, but not for me. Rather because of... She clapped her hands and the big screen behind them lit up, revealing a video of Su Feifei and Su Hua speaking secretly in a hotel room. The clip exposed everything. Madame Yi's scheme to manipulate Su Hua and block his cooperation with Ji Shuachin. Madame Yi's face twisted with rage. That wretched girl. She betrayed me. When the video ended, Ji Shuachin turned to the crowd of executives, her voice carrying over the stunned silence. Gentlemen, if you're truly willing to work with people like this, I'll have nothing more to say. Her eyes hardened as she delivered the final blow. But think carefully. If the Yi family can betray Su Hua, if they can target me, what makes you think you'll be safe tomorrow? If you don't want to be their next victim, stand with me and boycott the Yi family. Almost immediately, several people voiced their support for Ji Shuachin, echoing her call to boycott the Yi family. Madame Yi looked around in disbelief as ally after ally turned against her. The pressure was too much, she collapsed on the spot, fainting dead away. Back home, Ji Shuachin was in high spirits. Not only had she secured cooperation with the Su family, she had also crushed that old witch from the Yi family, and even gained extra experience points by treating Su Hua's grandmother. Xiaoji, what level am I at now? She asked eagerly. The system responded promptly. Master, you are now level 8. Ji Shuachin smirked to herself. Not enough. Looks like I'll need to befriend a few more chronically ill people, so I can farm both benefits and experience at the same time. Just then Lu Yuing walked in with a tray of fruit. Sister-in-law, have some fruit. I cut it myself, she said brightly. Ji Shuachin blinked, puzzled. Wait, in my past life this girl despised me. Why is she acting so different now? What's her game? Is this pampered heiress trying to play me for a fool? When Lu Yuing shoved a cherry tomato into her mouth, Ji Shuachin thought grimly, if this is poisoned Lu Lingxiao, you'd better avenge me. Meanwhile, Lu Yuing was determined. I have to get along with my gorgeous, perfect sister-in-law. But no matter how hard she tried, her favorability with Ji Shuachin refused to rise. Frustrated, she suddenly hugged Ji Shuachin tightly. Sister-in-law, I actually have a favor to ask. Will you go shopping with me? He pouted adorably. I'm about to graduate, but I still don't have a dress for the ceremony. Sister-in-law, you're so beautiful and stylish. Your taste must be amazing. Please help me pick one. Ji Shuachin's eyes narrowed suspiciously. Could this be her new trick, trying to push me out of the Lu family? She smiled politely and declined. But our tastes are really different, you know. Lu Yuing declared with conviction. It's fine. From now on, your taste is my taste. And while we're at it, you should buy a few new outfits too. Just charge them to my brother's card. Ji Shuachin chuckled inwardly. Spending my precious husband's money? Now that's a joy I'll never refuse. So she agreed to Yuing's request. The two chatted happily in the car until a sudden phone call interrupted them. Glancing at the caller ID, Lu Yuying froze, then quickly hung up. She forced a smile and tried to resume the conversation. But the phone rang again. Ji Shuqin raised a brow and asked with concern, "What's wrong? Who keeps calling you?"